All right, hello and welcome to the Fantasy Basketball Pre-Game Show. I'm here with Evan Wurzbacher, Mark Pryor, owners of the Iowa City Crackheads and the Rust Sexuals. Here to preview this upcoming season, look at everyone's rosters, see who we think is going to win the championship and who's not making the playoffs. But first, we're going to start with a little game. Now, this is in the format of Jeopardy, but don't forget, I wouldn't say the 500 questions harder than the 100. Like, forget about the point system. It's more of just 5 questions for these 5 categories. We have fantasy basketball chats. That's what you saw today. I was gonna try and put the screenshots in there, but that was way too hard. So I just found 5 random chats today when I scrolled through all the saved chats, and you're gonna have to guess who you think said what. We have teams. This is more like could be more historic about the league, about any team, like little fun facts, stuff like that. And then obviously lastly, the draft that happened on Sunday, some little tidbits from that. So I'll let Wurs the made the championship last year. Why don't you start? What category?
Oh man. Let's just start big. 500 basketball chats. I feel like I'll remember the
Okay.
chats.
All right. POV. Unknown Shawty farted on you.
Oh, dude, this is tough. Hold on. Oh,
And
there's
obviously, if you know it, you can just guess. You don't lose points, just But like if Mark guesses, let Evan have a chance to guess, before you go again type thing. But anyone can go.
Oh, is this like head to
there's
head?
What'd you say, Mark?
Oh, this is like head to head, bro.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Who do
do
you?
I get a chance to answer first or can we like interject?
You can interject.
All right. I
Ooh.
gotta say, dude, it's either two people said it. There's two people who would say this. I'm
I'm
going
a,
with
I'm
Ethan.
Ethan is incorrect.
Damn
Mark,
it.
Mark.
Jordan.
That's so easy,
That is
dude.
correct. That is
Oh
Jordan
my God.
Kaplan. That is Jordan Kaplan. So
I
one
know.
to Mark. Forget about the points. We're just gonna do 1 point if you get it right. So Mark is up 1-0. All right, Mark. So what's the next question? Category in
I'm,
question.
let me just do. Let's see. We'll go the 24 draft and just hit 500 for me.
524 draft. Okay, so because Mark answered, so Mark, this is your question. Evan, this is yours. This is basically y'all's draft selection. So for Mark, who did Evan draft first? Did you draft Naz Reid or Alex Caruso? And Evan, for you, who did Mark draft first? Daniel
I didn't even
Gafford
think I could
or
answer mine.
Walker Kessler?
Dude, that's actually good, bro.
Dude, I
Ah,
don't even think Mark has Daniel Gafford.
He
no,
does.
no, no. These are good questions, man. No, this is it. This is it.
I'm going with Daniel
Yeah.
Gafford.
Okay, Mark, I'll let you have a guess.
That's a good guess. I actually don't even know myself. But as for Evan,
Yeah.
I feel like, damn, man, I wasn't fucking paying any attention towards that shit. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say no. Ooh, no, I'm gonna say Caruso. I'm gonna say Caruso.
I don't even
Okay.
know.
All right. So Mark, you were incorrect. Evan, you were correct. Mark was not.
I'm
Evan
back.
was.
I'm so
You
back.
drafted Naz Reid right before Alex Caruso, and Mark obviously Walker Kessler was his last pick. Daniel Gafford was his second to last.
Okay.
So that's a point for Evan. All right, so Evan, back to you.
All right, teams for 500. I got to lay the foot on the gas here.
All right. So rank 1 through 4. Who has the longest regular season losing streak?
Dude, this is hard. I know mine's four. I know mine's four.
Mine might
Mark
be up.
wasn't Mark just terrible in the first one? All right,
Yeah.
I'm going Ethan four,
Mhm.
Mark three, Vaughn two, me one.
That is incorrect. Mark,
Oh, dude, I feel
you
like
want
I'm
to guess? You get
close.
one guess.
Obviously, one being who had the worst, right?
Yes,
Um,
yes.
yeah.
I did that backwards, but y'all know what I
This is
mean.
all time, by the way.
I get that.
I
I
think
get
you
that.
knew that, but yes, all time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you said, yeah. Well, shit. Maybe, dude, maybe, bro, let's go with me actually first.
Okay.
Really?
I don't know, dude. I don't even know what happened after that first when I like gave up. So
Oh, Dude, I forgot about my first season. Dude, I could be pretty booty in this as well.
We'll do me. I feel like I just have to go with Vaughn next.
Hmm.
Dude, it's a tough one between y'all two. Ah, let me go Ethan and then Evan.
Okay. All right. So both of you were wrong. It
Oh
goes Mark first with 10,
I had a 9 game losing
Evan
streak.
second with 9, and then
Wow.
because I didn't want to format it weird. You could have said Ethan or Vaughn for either because they both had 8. So
Wow,
yeah,
okay.
Mark,
Yeah.
Mark, Mark had 10 his first year. Evan, you had
Damn.
9 that first
Yeah.
year, and then
Wow.
Vaughn had 8, like 2 years ago, and then Ethan had 8, this year, I believe.
Last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, dude. All I gotta say is the only champ on this list is me. So I feel like that says a lot about my how I adapted to this league.
All right. Evan, you had the last one, right? So you picked
Yeah. All right, let's go back to chats. I like that one for 400.
400. All right. Bro doing flip turns in the apartment pool. I'm dying. Who said this?
Dude, I said that 100%.
That is correct. Evan did say
Yes.
that. That was about Vaughn
I
who
remember that.
splashed Jalen Brown's phone in the apartment pool.
Dude, oh my God.
All right, Evan, you're up 2-1. All right, Evan, pick the next category.
All right, teams 400. Do like a little snake.
Which two teams currently have 2 drafted players on their respective IRs?
Well, AJ's one because he has Paul George and Tingus. And then I know Vaughn for sure is Kawhi. Yeah, no, it's Vaughn because you said Jaren's out. It's Vaughn and Andy.
That is correct.
Let's
It is
go.
AJ and Vaughn. Just recent,
Yeah.
obviously, because JJJ just got ruled out for the opening game. But all right. All right. Next, Evan.
2024 draft, 400.
All right. Which NBA team had the least amount of players drafted, where there's only 2 players that were drafted from this team? This real life NBA team, obviously.
It's not the Bulls.
Oh, I feel like I know this.
Yeah, you
Why
can
do
you
I-
can say it. You can just say it.
Hornets?
It is
Huh?
not the Hornets, Mark.
The Lakers.
It is not the Lakers.
Dude, I have 2 Lakers on my team. What?
It is the Brooklyn
Oh,
Nets.
I see how I see. Okay. I actually read that.
Oh, dude, who's the third player from the Hornets? It's LaMelo,
Miles, and
Bridges.
there's one
Oh,
other
Brandon
person.
Miller, dude.
Yeah,
Brandon Miller
exactly.
definitely got
So yeah, Cam Thomas and Nick Claxton are the only 2 people drafted
Ben
from the
Simmons
Brooklyn
didn't
Nets.
get
I
drafted.
see what this question's
Ben
asking.
Simmons did not get drafted.
I'm
Dang.
stupid.
My apologies, Mark. Okay, all right. Next one,
No.
Evan.
My fault.
Let's just do chats.
Draft for
300.
300. Beatty respectfully getting his cheeks clapped right now. Who said this?
Mark, dumbass,
Oh,
said
that's
that.
Jordan.
Mark did say that.
Oh, what?
No
Dude, Mark,
context
you
to
said
when.
Jordan?
Bro, I don't remember saying that.
Dude, you say respectfully, though. That's like
Yeah.
a year type of thing.
Uh,
You're trying to be like K Perk.
So yeah. All
Or
right,
no,
Mark had
Mark,
that one.
Mark Jackson.
All right, Evan's up 4-1. Mark, you got to start. You got to start just blurting some
Yeah,
out
Mark, you're
here.
getting cooked, buddy.
All right,
all right.
Teams
which one?
300.
300 teams 300.
Yeah.
All right, who were the? I mean, what so happened? Who were the 2 original keepers that Evan kept from Goody's roster?
Giannis PG. I'll never forget.
Oh, it was.
I,
Are you sure it was PG?
Yeah.
Well, fuck. I had Trey Young. I thought you kept Giannis and Trey.
No, I kept PG.
Okay, well, I mean,
Because
that's great that you got it.
No, I'm the reason the whole Paul George all balls debacle happened because I raged at the end of that season and dropped him. And then he picked him up, put him on his IR, and then forgot about him.
I don't know why, but I felt for some reason you kept Trey Young. But all right, I mean, you would know more than me, so okay.
I'm pretty certain that I would never keep Trey Young. I hate him.
Yeah. Okay, all right. So 2024 draft 300, I assume.
Yeah, we'll just snake it.
All right. Who was drafted first? This is this year's draft. So who was drafted first? Jalen Johnson or Zion Williamson or Alfred Sengun before Kyrie Irving? So they're like matchups. Like was Johnson before Williams or was Williams before Johnson?
Zion was before Jalen and Kyrie before Alfred. Come on.
I feel like Alfred got
that is
selected.
incorrect, Mark.
Yeah, dude,
I won't tell you which one was wrong, but that's incorrect.
Dude, then it's Alfred over Kyrie.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Sengun got taken over Kyrie, and I couldn't believe it because Lem did it.
And then what do you say about Johnson and Williamson, Evan?
Zion.
I feel like Jalen Johnson got selected before Zion. No one wanted Zion.
You are correct. Jalen Johnson got selected 43rd by Lem. Lem selected actually both Jalen Johnson and Alfred Sengun. Now when I look at it,
no, because I literally was in disbelief when he took Sengun over Kyrie, and I thought I was gonna get Kyrie, and I'm like, my eyes lit up. And then
and then Kyrie, obviously AJ got him, and Zion went back to the Weight Watchers. Okay, all right.
That's good value there for Zion. I can't lie.
Fantasy basketball chats for 200. Goody and Mark traded for Jordan. He got fleeced. What'd you say?
That's Ethan.
That is correct. That is Ethan Allball.
That's a creative one, so Ethan had to have said it.
Yeah. All right. Teams for 200. Which team ended up in third that year when we had 3 teams compete in the championship match between Jordan, AJ, and Ethan? Which of those teams actually ended up finishing in third?
Was it Jordan?
It was not Jordan.
It was AJ.
No, it was dude, AJ won.
Fuck, dude.
Come on,
Mark. Well, now
Answer was Ethan. Now we
know who it is, bro.
The Ethan Allballs ended up actually finishing third because, like, I'm pretty sure he lost to AJ, obviously, but he still lost to Jordan as well. Because they're all playing 3 teams. All right. 2024 draft. Who was the first rookie selected this year? And a bonus by what team?
First rookie.
I know who it was, but I don't know who picked him. I don't remember. I know it was Edie, but I don't know who picked him. Was it Jordan?
It was not Edie.
No?
It was not Edie.
I think he was slightly too low, eh?
I don't know. Rookie?
Mark, do you have a guess?
My only other guess is Reed Shepherd by the Stream Team.
That is correct. Reed Shepherd by the Stream
Team.
Wow,
that is a good ass guess.
you would have remembered if you were in the room with us. You would have known because they were arguing about it.
Yeah. Okay. So Reed Shepherd by the Stream Team. All right, last 3 questions here. It's impossible for Mark to come back, but maybe he can knock off 3 in a row.
Make it respectable.
More dignity, yeah. All right, fancy basketball chats for 100. McDubs gave me chills. Who said this?
Bro, I feel like that's Evan. I feel like that's you, Evan.
No, that's a Jordan ass thing. McDubs.
That is not Evan.
Wait, no, Lem. That's a zesty ass message.
That is not Lem, and it is not Jordan.
Who is it?
AJ.
Oh, okay. All right. AJ's second in the power rank for corniness.
Fuck.
All right, teams for 100. This organization has 3 players of the same real-life NBA team.
Oh, that's fucking
I know this one.
Golden State Goaters. That's fucking
yes.
They got
that is Golden State Goaters. They have Domantas Sabonis, De'Aaron Fox, and DeMar DeRozan.
Hey, fun fact though, the Russ Sexuals actually got a 3-way as well.
Oh, you do? What is it?
Caruso, Jalen Williams, Chet.
Oh yes, for the Thunder. All right, that's perfect. So
I don't think Caruso. I don't know how long Caruso is going to stay though. We'll have to see what he does.
All right, and then last question: 2024 draft. This one will be easy. Who was this year's Mr. Irrelevant?
Go Brook!
Russell Westbrook, picked by the Russ Sexuals.
Go Brook!
All right, awesome. Well, that's a good little fun way to get
that was a good
introduced
game,
into this year.
Yeah,
Thank you.
All
right, so now we'll start. I just had my team pulled up, obviously. We'll start with looking at every team. We'll start with the Chug Buds. I guess I'll just start by going through what I had. So, obviously, I kept Shea and Desmond Bane. My first pick was Karl Anthony Towns. I wanted Scotty Barnes. I had once Vaughn said he was going to take Tyrese over Tatum, I was like, I really had no idea where this draft was going to go from my perspective. I wanted Scotty Barnes. He was taken, so I'm not the biggest fan of Cat, but I was like, he was the best player available. I have to take him. Maybe he can do something good in New York. And then next, I had LaMelo Ball, who fell. My team Now, I know AJ was chirping me saying my team's got no identity or whatnot or whatever. I don't know if you would like to see this. You look at steals, about 7 or 8 players of my team average over 1 steal a game, if not close with point 0.8. And then you look at three-pointers made, average three-pointers made. Where is it? Right? Where is that? Three-pointers made. Where is it? I guess they don't. All right. Well, they
You're
don't show.
hovering it. No, you're hovering it. It's on the left. Like you see, it's 3 p.m. / 3 p.m.
Yeah, three-pointers made. We have a bunch averaging over two, some over 2.5. I got two 3.3s, 2.8, 2.7. Like, so my identity will clearly be steals and threes, like it's always been. My team definitely does look pretty weird, but I would say that about every team. Once we go through this, you'll see like there's not one team with like the stacked amount of names or players. Like we had a pretty even draft. People reached and some people just stayed based on who was left in the draft. I mean, I think I'll be middle. I think I'll be in the pack again. I mean, I don't see why I'm not going to try and tank like some other teams in our league have maybe thought about or will this season. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say I absolutely love my team, but I think I got players that will score the ball. We'll see if field goal percentage might be a little shaky with people like Cam Thomas and Zach LaVine, but besides those two scary parts, I think my team's overall gonna be back to what it was before. Fight for winning. Got to reclaim my throne as East champion. That's the goal this season. What are y'all's thoughts?
Mark, what are you thinking?
Just looking at obviously, do you have the projections pulled up by any chance, or are these past season
Yeah,
stats?
these are the projections.
These are technically projections.
Oh, see, I get that because they're fair projections anyway. So I have them pulled up as well. So I was just making sure we were both on the same page with that. But with that being said, I notice you do have a couple of guys who, well, more than a couple. Let's see. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll throw in the fifth right here with Mikal Bridges, but I don't know if he'll reach that. Or no, Julius Randle. I mean, I'm talking about assists here. Maybe you'll be competitive in that category as well. I mean, obviously, you don't got anyone that's got, double digit, assist making like we have Vaughn Mihawk and the Weight Watchers, right? But, hopefully you're still competitive in that category. And then I'm looking at free throw here. You really only have two players that might give you trouble.
Yeah, I will admit I have some shaky free throw. I mean, I have 3 players below 80%,
Yeah,
which I'm
but
not
other
the
than
biggest fan of, but also they are kind of my big men. So I think that's to be expected.
Yeah, other than that, it looks pretty well rounded here. And I will say it is nice knowing that, all these players that you have here, I mean, these are obviously still the projections, but, you don't have one player that's not going to be under 30 minutes a game.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
we'll see.
that's big.
I mean, who knows? And obviously, I think if there's one player that would leave the team first, it'll probably be Jabari Smith. But I mean, I mean, we'll see. I mean, at least he can get rebounds.
Yeah,
Me
Evan, what do you think?
personally, I don't think like the stream teams like hate was like that warranted. I don't know like who he was really like upset about. I do think Fred VanVleet is terrible, but that's just my
Yeah,
opinion. And
yeah. I mean, I can get
like
that.
his field goal percentage, like he'll put up some stinky games, like
Yeah,
really
I
bad.
agree.
And I think LaMelo is a liability. But if he plays, then you stole him. Like, I mean, it was good risk for the spot you took him.
Yeah.
See, I don't think Jabari Smith, Cam Thomas, or Kuzma are making it more than a month on your roster.
Kuzma, dude, Kuzma's not bad.
No, I saw him in the preseason, and what I saw did not look like a good character. And especially, also, one thing about Kuzma as well that really scared me off of him and made me not want him was when he declined the trade to the Mavericks to stay on the Wizards. I think that tells you all you need to know about what he cares about. And that's why no one
Putting
picked
up
Coolidge here
meaningless
as well.
stats. That's what I like.
No, he cares about just going out there and like just chucking. He wants to just, I don't know. We'll see.
I mean,
we'll see.
Jordan Poole does that for him.
Yeah, look, Kuzma just doesn't fit my team. And the way your
I
team
get
usually
that.
is, Brady, you usually just stick volume scores together and it works. So
Yeah.
you did what you always do, in my opinion. You got
Yeah.
dudes who are gonna light it up. You have dudes who are
Awesome.
gonna light it up out there.
Yeah. Final predictions, I guess just, like making the playoffs, not making the playoffs. What do you think?
Well, I mean, you'll be in the playoffs. I have no doubt in
Yeah,
my mind.
I think
I'll
so.
start making a power rank on my phone too for the end.
Yeah. All right.
I don't think
Sounds
there's
good.
a reason to say this team wouldn't make it right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
All
think
right.
there's definitely worse teams, and we'll get to it.
Yeah. All right. So the next team, the Stream team, looking at
Okay.
them, their
Okay.
keepers were Jalen Brunson and Anthony Davis, and they selected Scotty Barnes and Kyrie Irving with their next two picks. Um, this team obviously already we can see uh took the risk of Paul George and Kristaps Porzingis, who Kristaps Porzingis, as from what Vaughn says, will not be back until Christmas Day, which also I think could be even further than that. I mean, he got surgery, he's been injury prone in the past, so Celtics will definitely take it easy with him coming back. And Paul George, I mean, Evan, you're more expert than me on this. What he's projected to be out, what, like 2 weeks or
Yeah,
something?
Paul George will be back. I think they said he had a bone bruise in his knee. I
Hmm.
thought he tore his ACL, to be honest. So, and the way PG is with his injuries, he's always fucking lying about it. So next thing you know, he's
Hmm.
gonna be out 2 months.
Yeah,
So too much of a risk for me.
yeah. And then I've also, I mean, we were all kind of clowning on him. He has some players that could be hit or miss, like Brooke Lopez, CJ McCollum. We don't know, especially with Murray coming in, how that's gonna flow. Jimmy Butler,
Yeah,
been a lot of talk about him contract year, so maybe he actually tries to prove something, but also like
yeah.
Jimmy Butler, we know he doesn't really care about the regular season that much. And then he's got two rookies and Donovan Clingan and Reed Shepard, who obviously, we have no idea how they're going to perform, and they're
I
obviously going
mean,
to start with low minutes.
yeah, Donovan Clingan. Like, I mean, I know they're probably just gonna stream him out. I don't know like what he expects. I don't know how he's even
Yeah.
projected 2.2 blocks. So he's gonna have to get a block every 10
I mean,
minutes.
I think he's like 7-1, so he's gonna.
I mean, on that Trailblazers team, there's a lot of value, I think, with
There
some of
is
their
Aiton
players.
already there too, yeah.
Yeah, Aiton's there. They already have volume scores, so he's not gonna score a lot.
Hmm.
I mean, dude, AJ was sitting there just like parading around how no one's gonna beat him in blocks. Like, okay, congratulations, like you can win the block category, but when you do blocks, you're losing a lot of categories at expensive blocks. You need to try to find guards who will pile them up,
And
and
I
that's
would
my
also, yeah, sorry, and I would also say to that, like the field goal percentages too. Like, yes, you see with these centers, yeah, Klingon, it's projected 50% shooting,
can
but
take
it's on
six
it's on
shots.
7 attempts. Like
Yeah,
Brooke Lopez on 9 attempts. Like, yeah, he might shoot 70, he might give you like 3 for 4 shooting, but in the grand scheme of a whole week, like that's not great from the field goal percent, like from field goal percentage. That you know what I'm trying to say.
yeah, and then you bring on a big man like Brooke
Yeah.
Lopez, who we all know he's going to shoot under 50% from the field. I mean, he does it a lot, even lower, most likely. He usually just takes threes. He doesn't get very many shots at the rim.
Hmm.
He's not a lob threat.
I mean,
He's going to get
he'll
blocks, but he
he'll
doesn't
chuck
snag
him. He'll
boards.
chuck.
Yeah, he'll
Yeah.
definitely chuck them, but do they
Yeah.
need that? I don't think they do.
No. Mark, what are your thoughts on the stream team?
Um, I mean, as I look at it right now, it's obviously like it seems very like guard heavy. But that's obviously, like I'm not taking it into consideration that Paul George and Kristaps are sitting on this franchise's IR right now, but I don't know. I don't really know what to make of it too much. I mean, obviously, you can see he should or this team should be dominant in the block category, but like I'm just trying to see if anything else really jumps out at me, and I can't really
I mean, I guess
I
what
can't
I'm
really
looking at right
find it.
now, what should have been up to me is you look at his centers. He has he has three centers that aren't even averaging more than like 5 rebounds a game.
Oh, see what
Like
now that
Yeah,
Klingon's gonna be averaging
now that you get
5.
it's just AD.
yeah, it's Anthony
Lopez is, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like I feel like
the
if you're
only
gonna
guy
go,
who averaged more than 10.
Yeah,
So,
I feel like
I
if
mean,
you're
the
gonna go for centers, you should maybe at least maybe get some that can get some rebounds. I mean, I know Ethan, he had a good point. Rebounds are probably the easiest thing to stream. We know they are named the stream team for a reason, but I don't know. I feel like yeah, I feel like he reached in a few places that I mean, we'll have to see how it pans out.
yeah, that's definitely true. I feel like that's a good way of putting it for this team because I can't really I can't really come to a determination if I think that they're like subpar of my expectations or not. I really this one is just a time will tell kind of thing.
Yeah. And I
I'm
mean,
just
knowing, oh, sorry, what were you gonna say?
no. Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say, I mean, knowing AJ, I mean, I know right, he has two new managers in the kitchen, but Evan, you and me know from fantasy football, we Cole likes to get some trades in. So there's no doubt in my mind that this current roster will like be the will how do I say this? Oh my God. There's no way that this is the final roster of the
Yeah.
stream team. Like there will definitely be moves made.
Oh,
We know AJ likes to trade and Cole likes to trade. So I think they're going to obviously play it out for the first few weeks, and then if they need to make changes, I mean, they're not afraid to make them.
Yeah. They just need to pick a
yeah.
direction
Hmm.
because they can go two different ways with this team. And I think there's an obvious choice. I'm not going to say it because I don't want him to do it. But when you got Brunson, like dudes like Brunson, Kyrie, CJ, Darius Garland, like you need to build around those guys. And I don't think they did.
Yeah. All right. So yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
and
see.
I'm looking at it now. The one interesting player that intrigues me from this team would be like Scotty Barnes, only because I feel like it's about time that this dude kind of makes a bigger leap, but like I don't
Yeah.
know if he ever
Is
will.
he? Yeah, exactly.
I like no, so I feel like
His
it's
shot.
Scott being like a 20, like he somehow finally gets a couple points above 20 points per game, and he's doing a little more efficient. What like this team could be something, but
Yeah.
I'm not too sure right now.
All right. Yeah, we'll just wait to do the power rankings and we'll say who's going to make the playoffs then. All right. So now we're on to the Weight
Who's
Watchers.
next?
Weight Watchers, second pick in this year's draft. They kept Luca and
Right.
I think and Trey Young, two assist makers, and their first two picks were Tyrese Halliburton and Evan Mobley. Am I correct on that? Or no, was it Jaren Jackson Jr. that was drafted before?
Yeah, it had or was it?
Jackson had to have
Yeah.
been higher than
Yeah. Wait,
Mobley.
yeah, fourth round.
Whoa.
Jaren Jackson Jr. was drafted in the fourth round.
Dude, that just
Um,
Yeah.
changed my thoughts a lot.
yeah, all right, you go off, Evan, go.
It doesn't look very good to me. Like that's really all I gotta say.
Yeah.
And especially after Vaughn was talking all that shit, like he really just did the same thing he does every year.
Mhm.
I can't. We all know what he does every year, and he did it again.
Yeah.
Made a bad team. He made his three really good top heavy players. Then he's got nothing.
Hmm.
He's got nothing.
And I mean, I think if there's one team that should not have try to replicate what they've done in the past, it would be the
Is
Weight
the Weight
Watchers,
Watchers?
right?
Yeah.
He
No,
drafting
like,
I mean, granted, yes, I mean he did get Zion for good value, so I'm not completely upset about that, but it's more of just like he's still trying to hang on to something that isn't there.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Like he
it's
could have
like
changed the name and stuff and
that's what I'm
moved
saying. Like at
on.
this point, like move away from Zion. I'm pretty sure he had Mobley last year or someone along those lines.
He had a
Like,
lot of these guys last year.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I think
Yeah, banking on Zion,
mhm. I mean Jaren Jackson Jr., he's gonna be
his health.
okay, obviously. He won't be, out for too long. But then Kawhi Leonard, I mean, is he coming
I
back?
don't look, dude. If
Is he
Kawhi
coming
played
back?
more than 25 games this year, that's a win in my book. There's no way he plays. I think he might retire. That's how bad it is. And
Really?
I know Vaughn's
Yeah,
not
I
well
mean,
in tune with what's going on. I'm still on Clippers Twitter. It doesn't look good. The shit they're saying
yeah.
about it
All they're saying
and
is
the way
just
he just leaves
indefinitely.
Team USA randomly, like it just doesn't
Hmm.
look good, man.
The Kawhi situation is not good at all. Evan
It's not
is
good. It's so
right on the
bad.
dot.
And what he
It's
Yeah.
got
so
he drafted in the 10th round. I don't even I s- but I think what's crazy is like I think he had to search for him. Like sometimes players are out and
Yeah.
they'll be like low in the
No,
in the
sounds
draft
really
rankings.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he had to go
he
and
searched
type
Kawhi. Yeah,
Kawhi Leonard and to draft
yeah.
him, which
There
is never
was
a
no
good
point in
sign.
doing that.
Yeah, never a
And
good
the thing about
sign.
Kawhi too is I saw this when he's rehabbing from an injury, he's not any good. It takes some games to get ready. So if you're gonna insert Kawhi during like a playoff race mid-season in like January, February, you're really putting yourself at a disadvantage. Especially he's not gonna be playing 33 minutes. Like that projection is bullshit. Like when he comes back, he's gonna be playing 25 minutes, if not less.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Anything else you'd like to add on the Weight Watchers?
Jaren
I
Jackson
mean,
starts.
only thing that jumps out to me is the assists, right? He has three
Mm-hmm.
players that
Yeah, no,
probably,
I mean he's gonna dominate that.
and
Mm-hmm.
then obviously I feel like maybe steals he might be competitive in. He has like 4 to 5 players. Honestly, if you
They're
want
all
to go
close
to
to one.
like he has like almost like 6 or 7 that average just about a steal a game. Obviously with the addition of like Jaren Jackson and Kawhi, that'd be a much more, but like that's obviously a totally different situation, and Kawhi is probably not going to happen, obviously.
No.
Um, I'm trying to think too. Honestly, I guess the only other thing I had about this team and thought was, you just hope Zion doesn't end up joining Kawhi on that IR,
Yeah, they got a
Yep.
lot of IR guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, that's about it for the Weight
Yeah.
Watchers here.
I have one more thing to
Oh,
interject about this
yes.
team. So I told Vaughn not to pick Jamal Murray, and Jamal Murray's knee is falling off the bone.
He is
And
dealing with something. No, he's dealing with something. Yes, that is
yes,
true. I was
and
I had that at the start last season.
yeah,
Not
and
good.
it's not good, and it's been going on for a couple years now, and I think it's reaching its breaking point. And I'm worried about Jamal because my man Russ is on that team, and if Jamal goes down, that means it's going to be Westbrook world over there, and we do not want to see that. We do not want to see it.
Yeah, well, it'd be interesting to see Jamal. I mean, especially because the ESPN obviously, the fantasy things aren't the best at reporting injuries, but it does not
Doesn't say
say it
anything.
as it doesn't it
That's what
doesn't
I'm
say it
saying,
as bad as what you guys are describing, which is
dude.
never
Look
a
up,
good look.
like,
Well,
look,
it's
people
like
who are watching.
you look at what happened this summer with the
Yep,
Olympics. He
yep,
he 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 literally admitted he was dealing with something, and after all,
yep.
you saw his performance. And then what
Yep.
else was he doing? He did something else too that
Yeah, so in the
he
preseason, they were saying they were warming up for a
yeah.
game, and Mike Malone was quoted saying that like Jamal Murray came up and like tapped him on the shoulder and was like, "Hey, I can't go tonight. My knee like just feels weird." And like I don't know, there's just a lot up in the air with it. And I'm not saying that he's not going to play. Like he might end up playing 70 games and be fine. But there's a world where Jamal really struggles with injuries this year.
Hmm. Definitely. All
So
right.
just a lot of risk on the Weight Watchers, in
Something
my
to keep in
opinion.
mind. Something to keep in mind for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right, next team, Lumberman Elite. Also another team looking to finally get the monkey off his back. And obviously we know he won the championship in 2021, but he hasn't won a playoff game since, and he's made the playoffs all three years. So how do we feel about Lumberman Elite? He kept Giannis and Kevin Durant, and his first two picks were Damian Lillard and DeJounte Murray, I believe. Let me just make sure.
Yeah, let
Oh
me
no,
see here.
DeJounte was fifth. Now I'm
It
tweaking.
was it was
It was
Ellis.
Sengun, wasn't it? It was
Yeah.
Sengun. It was Sengun in the fourth round. Yes, it was. Okay. So how do we feel about
Wow.
Lumberman Elite? Evan, I know you and me
Uh,
talked. We could not believe that Lem drafted Damian Lillard again.
I look at this team and I don't even know what the hell it is. Like Lem, dude, you outdid yourself. This might be the worst team I've ever seen.
Wow.
I
I
mean, yeah, I got some strong bigs here, but like a couple,
Accompanied by what? Yeah, a couple guards here, but like, obviously you have the combination of Giannis and Dame.
which
And I
didn't
mean, the
didn't
only,
work too well last year.
No,
Like
yeah,
not even just
IRL
real
and
life, like
fantasy.
fantasy. Yeah.
the best thing I see about them two is like just the amount of free throw attempts they create together. But obviously,
You don't
Giannis isn't
want
really
Giannis to have those free throw attempts.
Shooting
right,
Like
66%.
at this stage of
right.
Dame's career, the strongest category for him is free throw shooting. So if you're gonna pick him, like you better have a good free throw shooting team.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
doesn't. Oh man.
Yeah, and obviously that won't compensate for the, lack of free throw shooting. One player shooting at 91 is not going to compensate for what he has two players in the
LP is really
60%,
bad too.
71, 73 in the 70. Yeah, so
Jalen Johnson.
I don't know. Percentage he's not going to be really competitive in, but we'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, and I would say,
Even 3-point percentage.
yeah. And Sengun, I mean, he's still going to be a great player. I do think
Of course.
he maybe reached on him a little bit, but he's still going to be a great player. But then you look at some of these other people um like Kobe White. Like
Yeah.
he did those numbers because Zach LaVine was out. Now obviously it's easy for me to say that because I drafted Zach LaVine, but still the Bulls got Giddey, they got a couple other guard, like they're very guard. Like I don't think
Ayo.
I don't think Kobe White's gonna be at least at the efficiency that he was during those couple of weeks last year.
Yeah.
And then also like Jerami Grant, I mean, he's kind of just like, I mean, he's just kind of he's in Portland. I mean, there's really nothing else to say. Like no one really looks at like he's not a bad player. Draymond Green, I mean, that's crazy. I mean, I don't know. I don't is he gonna
No, wait.
is Draymond Green a good pick? I mean, does he
You're
even still play?
I mean, if Draymond will actually get 6 assists a game with those 8 point, I mean, like he's maybe a good streamer, maybe, right? Like,
No, I think Draymond is good he's not in a good situation right now. Like Draymond belongs more on like a team like mine. Like if you look at Lem's team right now, he has so many volume scorers, and then you just throw Draymond on there. It just makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't like it.
yeah, well,
I'm sorry.
Another thing I'm looking at too is Brandon Ingram on this
Yeah,
team.
you had him last year. How do you feel about this?
Hey, that's what I'm saying. So Brandon Ingram, great player. He is good. Brandon Ingram is good, but the only thing is that I am honestly not excited for Lem is Brandon Ingram, at least I've heard recently, New Orleans is honestly fine with trying to figure out a way to get him out of there.
Oh,
They don't really need
Insider Mark.
Really need Brandon Ingram anymore. And
No,
Brandon
Mark's
Ingram
right.
also Brandon Ingram also isn't really, I wouldn't say he's, not feeling negative about being there, but he's definitely
Like
he's
going
definitely
through the
felt better.
motions, kind of, right? Is that
Yeah,
a good way to put
Brandon
it?
Ingram to see throughout the season, like depending on if he actually would get traded somewhere or, we'll see what New Orleans does. But I've heard that and I feel like that's very real. So we'll see about that.
Oh, Mark, you're so right. You hit the nail on the head there. I can't lie. Especially they just signed Trey Murphy to the bag.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't sign someone to a bag like that to come off the bench. Like
they have Herbert Jones too. I mean, if they're trying to play Herbert Jones at center, I mean, clearly
they need
that's why you need a big.
Either CJ or DeJounte's got to come off the bench. There's so many cooks in that kitchen right now.
Yeah,
and like, you're bringing Herb Jones off the bench, then you're just taking away so much defense. Like I say their starting lineup, it's going to be DeJounte, Trey Murphy at the 2, Herb, Zion, and then who the fuck's their big guy? Do they even have a big guy?
Oh, I don't know.
Where's Valanciunas? Where is he now?
Yeah, he's on the Wizards.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Pelicans, the Pelicans have like nobody.
Dude, maybe you know what? Maybe
I think they have Cody Zeller.
Are they going to play Cody Zeller? Ball? So they're going to have to play small.
I mean, if you're having Herbert Jones as the center, I mean, that's probably small ball to me.
Dude, they might go small. I didn't even think of that.
What?
I mean, Murray's a good rebounder, but I mean, it's not like he's like a box out rebounder.
Tice. They still got Tice.
Tyson Chandler?
No, they don't have Tice. Tice cannot. There's no way he's in the league.
Damn. Okay.
Were you talking about Tyson Chandler?
No, Daniel Tice.
Daniel Tice.
Oh yeah, I think he retired.
Yeah, he had to retire.
No way. Did he actually? Okay.
Yeah, he retired.
Dude, okay. I know this is unrelated to fantasy, but what the fuck are the Pelicans even doing? They need to trade someone.
I think we just mentioned it. I think it's probably more likely than not, it's gonna be Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, Brandon Ingram.
It just makes sense for them. It really does.
Yeah,
it really does.
Like try to bring in a big guy.
Zion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see what goes with Lemmerman Elite. Definitely would say doesn't have the strongest team on paper.
Yeah, you don't want to have 2 Pelicans, man.
But obviously anything can happen.
Definitely.
Okay. One thing I like, I mean, I like DeJounte Murray, but that's a personal, obviously, favorite player. Chug Bud for you.
Yeah, no, that's valid.
All right, now we're on to the Iowa City Crackheads. Mark Pryor, why don't you start? Why don't you tell us how you think your draft went?
Let me get my roster here.
So before you go, you kept
Yeah.
you kept LeBron James and Donovan Mitchell, and your two first draft picks were Jason Tatum and Devin Booker.
Yeah, so to me, it only made sense rolling with Donovan. Obviously, like I couldn't, continue on with Laurie. I probably would have stuck with Laurie, obviously, if, I could have done anything I wanted in the world, right? But no, yeah. Cleveland Warriors here, or at least former, LeBron and Donovan. But I don't know. I obviously grabbed Tatum right away because he was on, my dinner plate right in front of my face. So I could not grab Tatum. Um, Booker to me, obviously, I think he was my next pick.
Yes.
His his addition will be really interesting because Phoenix is still figuring a lot out. Um, but I feel like they know, or at least like when I reference they or say they, I'm talking about the big three, like Beal, Durant, and Booker. I feel like they all have come to terms. Like Booker's the guy that's like primarily going to be leading them, but on any given night, it could be Durant's or Beal's, right? But I feel like Booker's like the primary guy there, so it'll be interesting to see how he like complements my two keepers here along with Tatum. But I feel like with that being said, at least these four guys are basically, I mean, not basically, but you can argue that they're number one guys on each team, right? They're leaders, right? So I mean, it'll be cool to see all these facilitators in action, I guess. I mean, Booker's more of just a straight scorer, but I mean, he can spice it up and do it all. Paolo Banchero I grabbed because I'm banking on him kind of hopefully exploding a bit, like, just getting a lot better here. Um, and then, I had to stick with, well, I didn't have to, well, I kind of did, but Vucevic just kind of fell in my hands again. I couldn't not grab him. I
I don't
feel
know
would
about
round
fell
that.
in your hands. I feel like you kind of reached for him, I was gonna say.
Yeah, we all thought you reached. What? It
Oh,
fell in your
so,
hand.
so here's the thing. Yeah, Vooch. So Vooch last year, he was definitely not worth like the pick that I like got him at. I feel like, I mean, he definitely like his numbers just weren't there. I'm hoping this year it's fixed, right? Because Vooch last year to me felt like he was like blacklisted from getting the ball. I feel like the Bulls need to run the offense through.
I mean,
You
that's what
know what I mean?
happens.
Like,
That's what happens when you have DeMar DeRozan on your team, like
right.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping with this whole change of everything, maybe it'll be a little different. Maybe he'll be a bit better. But I guess I'll just kind of like jump to like a couple players. I don't really let's see, I don't really know too much on how I feel about, but like I kind of am hoping for the best, obviously. So in reference to that, that would be like Buddy Hield and Jalen Duren. I kind of took him. I feel like maybe a little arguably, but I really like that dude is a walking double double, and I hope he still is. And then obviously he gets about a block a game. So I feel like he's just pretty well rounded to like go along with Vucevic with like having a couple centers, and obviously we got Daniel Gafford and Walker Kessler, but those they're not no you know super good starting center, whatever. Those guys are getting 25 minutes a game. So, but overall, I guess like to just end it off, not take too long. I kind of aimed for just highly utilized players. And I'm hoping I'm going to be competitive in like field goal efficiency in general.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't really have too many outstanding assist makers, but I'm hoping I'll be somewhat competitive in that category every now and then. And then another one I'll be a little bit more, I guess, easier to say I might be a better in would be like steals. I guess I got a couple players that, get a couple steals. And then hopefully I'm good in points too. I feel like I got a decent amount of players that are just trying to score at will every night. And, they're not no flamethrowers. It's not no Michael Porter Jr. type. I'm trying to score every night. You know what I mean? And then lastly, just hopefully 3-pointers made. Maybe I give everyone a run for their money every week in that. But yeah, other than that, I just feel like it's hopefully just well-rounded.
Gotcha. Sorry, I just chuckled there only because I just thought it was funny. You were like, lastly, like to like sum things up, and then you're like, I'm good in assists and steals and points and 3-pointers and field goal percentage.
No,
no,
Mark,
I'm just joking. I'm just joking with you. You kick it off, Evan.
Mark, your team is really good, and you have a lot of number ones, and I think that's good. And it's a really good thing. Let's see. You got Book, Mitchell, LBJ, Tatum. Dude, even Simons, you could say, is a one option. I think Siakam's the one option. You have Paolo as well. That's 7 guys who are arguably the number one on their team. So, you're going to put up a lot of total points. You're going to put up a lot of counting stats. But, that's why I make my team all percentages, because I know I can't compete with teams like these. So,
right.
Yeah. When I
you're going to get into like a dog fight with some people.
When I look at your team, Booker, Mitchell, James, Tatum. That's definitely like
that's a huge 4.
That's top 2 like best 4 players like any
that's
team
a dirty
has.
4.
Like that's a dirty 4. And we spoke about Vooch, Simmons, and then there's players like OG, which I have 2 Knicks myself. It's going to be interesting to see like how they all mesh together.
Your team.
And then Siakam will be fine. But yeah, you said Buddy Hield. Yeah, no, I would say right now he's a better shooter. On him. Right now he's a better shooter than Klay Thompson, and we know the chances that Klay Thompson gets in that type of system. So Buddy Hield's going to be a great pick. Paolo, you say now the problem with him is efficiency. We know, but we're going to see the Magic. I agree. The Magic are going to have an interesting year. They paid Franz Wagner. They just paid Jalen Suggs. Not a team-friendly deal, but whatever. I guess they're going for it. So they got a young little core 3 that they're going for. They made the playoffs for the first time last year in a while. So, we'll be interesting to see how Banchero goes. And then, to be honest, Gafford and Kessler, like they're going to be off your team soon.
Those are streamers.
Kessler.
Yeah, they're throwing in there for
I
choose Gafford because of his streak.
Yeah,
he was on a hot one to end this.
Yeah, I get that. We all knew
Mark. Yeah, Gafford. I know like Gafford's a good player, but he's not their guy. Their guy is like alive.
Well, of course,
that's what I'm saying.
Man, he's not staying on the roster the whole year, obviously.
It was like your last pick. I was gonna bring that up. I think Gafford's just in a tough position. And then Kessler, I just don't think he's a good fantasy player, to be honest. I just don't think he does enough. I remember I was high on him like 2 years ago, and it was
a block specialist. He'll probably be a league core.
Yeah. So you definitely have one of, if not the best top 4 in the league. And then I think you got some other people that it'll be interesting to see how they do. But I think, Mark, I have to be honest. I know you showed it last year, but your biggest challenge is your managerial skills. So we'll see it. You'll see if you've improved in that category. And I think
definitely have.
And I think if you have, then you have a chance to not win just 1 playoff game, but maybe 2 this year.
Oh, Mark, your team's looking good. I can't lie. And I'm not just glazing you because you're on the pod. I tell you to your face if your team stunk. And I think it's a really good team. Yeah. Besides Vooch. Yeah. I hate Vooch, but that's
I'm with you on that, man. I'm not gonna lie. Vooch, I really wish I could have gotten someone else, but
why? You definitely could have. You definitely could have different.
Yeah.
I could have, but I don't think it was worth it. I don't feel like it was worth it. I'm obviously, I mentioned I was partly hoping that it would get better for Vooch, that whole situation. So we'll see. Yeah. We will see.
All right, perfect. Now the next team, newly named team, the Golden State Goaters. After I exposed Jordan for having a far superior record before the name to NYC Shiesty, which is so effing annoying to pronounce, and also just, I think, a terrible team name in general. Once it was exposed that he's just been off the rails since the team name change, he came up with another one. I like it a lot better. Golden State Goaters.
Much better rebrand.
He had keepers of Anthony Edwards and Domantas Sabonis, and his first 2 picks I believe were De'Aaron Fox and Jaylen Brown.
Yeah,
No,
you're.
no,
Oh wait,
Jaylen
what?
Brown was in the sixth round.
What?
Who was his third?
Fox and
Who was
Ja?
his
To
was it?
Ja?
Was it? Oh, he is Ja. Where's Ja?
Yeah, down at the bottom on the bench. It's probably Ja.
DeMar
It
was
was definitely
DeMar was
Ja.
late.
Yes, it was
Oh,
Ja. It was
dude,
Ja. It was
Ja. That's
Ja.
a scary
I
pick,
low-key forgot
Ja.
about Ja. Yes. Okay, so who wants to open the floor? What do we think about the Golden State Goaters?
Mark, did you say
Oh,
you had a
it's
light
another
today?
team like star power.
The
Like,
star power?
dude, you look at the
Yeah,
squad. I mean, like,
That's a
obviously,
pretty
I
good
don't know,
starting
like, if you
five.
can go to the extent of what. Yeah, I don't know if we were just talking about with my team, right? But like, you literally look at them, and it's honestly like you can argue like it could be almost even greater, right? You have Ja, then you go to De'Aaron. Like, those are both kick-ass point guards, right? Like, we all know what those guys do, right? Then you go
yeah,
Anthony Edwards and Jaylen Brown, like last year's Finals MVP, and then Anthony Edwards, who we all
right.
know what we did last year, right? He's on the rise. And then, DeMontis is so good on that damn team. And then DeMar, hopefully that dude's just getting a lot of minutes and him being a veteran, like he's just going to sink right in and he'll just be able to find his way. Now, I don't know how good the
Yeah,
Kings will be as a team, but like DeMar shouldn't be bad. So it's looking pretty good for Jordan, at least for, all those guys. And then, he's got what, Jared Allen here. DiVincenzo's an interesting pick, right? Like he's on
yeah. I don't know
Minnesota
about
now.
that.
Yeah, we'll see how
A
that
Yeah.
lot of people,
goes.
I was shocked. Like, Dante was good last year, but I was just shocked at like how high on people's radars he was in the draft this year. I didn't even think he really was going to get picked. I mean, what is he?
Yeah,
Is he
I
a
think it's
starter? I don't think he is.
motivation.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, he's projected
I
30
don't know.
minutes, which would make you believe that he's a starter,
That's
or he's like Tyler Hero, where he comes
so
off the
they're
bench
done
but
with Mike
plays 30
Conley.
minutes. Yeah. Yeah, I would have to agree with you, Mark. He has like this starting five, not even including Ja. You can put
But it's
Ja
got three
in front of
kings in it,
Fox. I
though.
mean, yeah, yes, and so
That
that's
just
the
weighs you
thing.
down. I
And that's the
feel.
thing. And I think what we saw with the Bulls was DeMar attracts the ball a lot. Like he's one of the few like mid-range ISO players left in the
Yeah,
league. So I'm
is.
not so I think and I think Sabonis will do fine, but I think it's more of how much will it hurt De'Aaron Fox. I'm not
Yeah,
fully sold on the DeRozan and Fox uh pairing yet. I don't know.
yeah.
And also I think it's crazy. I didn't realize De'Aaron Fox is attempting 7 threes a game. I mean, that's a little too much.
No, yeah.
He is not that good of a
He's
three-point
gonna have a
shooter.
lot of people who attempt a lot of
That's what I'm
threes,
saying.
and I mean,
Mhm.
I don't think
Jalen
that Anthony
Green,
Edwards. I don't think the Anthony Edwards projections are right. I think he's going to average more around 4 threes a game on the same
mhm,
amount of attempts.
yeah.
Or no, on like not like more attempts, like 9 or 10 attempts. Like Ant's
Oh
going to
yeah.
be,
hmm Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's not really that good of a 3-point shooting team.
We'll have to see how Klay Thompson goes. I mean, I think
Dude,
he will do a lot better, but I don't,
plays
you
on the
know,
wire within weeks.
wow.
Yeah. Play
Yeah,
will
I
be
mean,
really interesting for that.
yeah, I mean, Mark,
Yeah,
you weren't there for the draft, but we heard a lot. Jordan kept on saying like, I just had to get him, he was there,
like
I
a
just,
fan type thing. Like he kind of let his emotions lead
yeah.
him
So I
with that.
mean, uh, I would say his team's also it'd be interesting to see like what his identity is. I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
I don't know
Yeah.
about Gophers.
What?
I just said I don't know about this roster. I don't
Yeah,
think I really like it that much. I mean,
yeah,
I try not to like look at the bottom. Like, I mean, obviously, like Amen Thompson, like that dude's not gonna be on the team in a week.
yeah. hmm
But I feel like he has a couple dudes like that where I don't think he's gonna be there in a week. Like Klay Thompson,
hmm
Jalen Green, Amen
Maybe
Thompson,
even Dante.
and
We'll see how
potentially
Dante
Dante.
goes.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
Dante could be. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right. 2 more teams left. We have now the Ethan Allballs, who I would say,
all
at least before the draft, were the betting favorites to win the championship as their keepers of Victor Wembanyama and Nikola Jokic are by far the best 2 keepers in the league, best duo in the league. And then his first 2 picks, he had the
For
first
sure.
overall pick. He drafted Steph Curry, and then his
wrong
second
pick.
pick, we'll get to that in a second. Uh, his second pick, is it Cade Cunningham?
It's probably Maxey and Cade, yeah.
Cade was fifth, so it's
Yeah,
probably
Maxey and
Maxey.
Cade at the bend, yeah.
Yeah, so all right. So yeah, so we'll start off with that. Evan, you were saying the wrong pick.
Yep, should have taken Hallie. He missed a big opportunity to bolster his assists while keeping, pretty much similar 3-point shooting. What do you lose? Like 1.5, if one, maybe, on the same percentage. I don't think it was worth it. Um,
Yeah, I'd have to
wrong pick.
agree. I'd have to agree. I think it was crazy that he still kept like I thought he was joking. I'm not even gonna lie. I thought he was just trolling for a little bit that he was like so set on Curry. Um, I mean, Curry's not a bad pick by any means, but do I think
Yeah.
he was the number one pick in this year's draft? Like I do not. And he's a center heavy team. Granted, I mean, Wembanyama and Jokic are probably the furthest things from centers. Um,
Yeah.
but like when it comes to getting other categories and stats, but I mean, I don't know. I've seen in the past that usually teams that have a lot of centers usually don't uh fare well when it comes down
Yeah.
to like the playoffs and long-term success. But I mean, he's got like, I mean, I don't like Miles Bridges. I don't know how he's still playing
No,
basketball.
I don't like him either.
Cade Cunningham's a fine pick, but again, he's similar to LaMelo Ball, where he'll go off for like 2 weeks, roll an ankle, miss 2 weeks. Pistons are like, you know what, we're tanking, just sit the rest of the year. So similar to LaMelo Ball, I think Cade Cunningham, you need him to be healthy. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then I mean, Chris Paul, we'll see if he's even still on the roster.
Well, I mean, he'll be
I
gone.
mean,
That's like
yeah,
the Westbrook pick.
I mean, it's the
It's
last
kind of
pick.
a
I mean, I'm
cult.
interested to
Yeah.
see. I didn't realize Kaminga was getting some very favorable projections.
Well,
When
dude,
it
the
comes to
cum bucket, like he should be starting this year.
yeah,
I don't see a world where he doesn't start. I'd be kind of
uh,
shocked.
yeah, and
I
then
think
mhm.
Ethan very obviously built around Wemby, which I think was smart. When you're getting a guy who's going to be shooting a lot, he's going to have some bad shooting nights. We all know that. He got guys that are going to have bad shooting nights, but put up points like Cade, Franz,
I
Tyrese
mean,
Maxey, Miles Bridges, Cum Bucket. Those are
mhm.
all guys that are just going to start filling it up, dude.
Yeah,
And I
and you
think
mentioned the
Ethan built
shots.
his team correctly.
Yeah, I mean, Franz Wagner, he signed that massive deal, which I believe, my opinion, is a team-friendly deal, but we saw him in the playoffs. I mean, he's shooting 28% from three. So it's almost like you get Curry, you get Maxey, right? You get these players
Yeah.
that can shoot the three, and then you kind of just say, all right, Franz Wagner, hopefully Curry and Maxey can just cover for you, you know?
Well, that's what I.
I
That's what
think
I'm.
he'll shoot better, but still,
Yeah.
Ethan's definitely looking more at the 3 p.m. than the percentages for sure, and I think that's
Yeah.
probably why he took Curry over Halliburton,
Hmm.
just to
The
continue on
percentage
that
wise.
thought. Yeah, rather than
Mark, what are your thoughts?
Um, yeah, he's like, he's obviously gonna probably, win blocks against you. Fair to say steals are gonna be another category that he might outrun you in. And
Mhm.
then, boards strong again as well. Like, pretty well-rounded team, especially considering, right? Like he has the thought in mind of, the three-pointers made. I think that's fair to say that, you guys making that assumption that he's prioritizing that, over the actual percentage. I think that's fair to say too. Um, and efficiency looks really good here too. Like
Yeah, the
just
field
in
goal is
general,
good
right? Yeah, so just another really good, well-rounded team here. And definitely a playoff making team.
for sure.
Yeah, and I was just looking at Devin
Yeah.
Vassell. He's got some good projected numbers. It says he's going to be reevaluated November 1st. So
Yeah,
he'll
no,
be out
Devin
with Devin
Vassell's
Vassell for basically the first 2 weeks of the season.
yeah, Ethan's definitely
Yeah.
trying to dominate blocks, steals, rebounds, assists, and 3-point made, and then points as well. I think those are his categories this year.
Mhm. All right, and now the last team,
Gym system, baby.
Jim's System Russ Sexuals. Now, Evan, you had the keepers of, I mean, Chet Holmgren and Joel Embiid, and your first two picks were James Harden and Lauri
Lori.
Markkanen, correct?
Yep,
Yes.
correct.
All right. So, floor is yours.
I mean, I did exactly what I wanted to do. I got, I mean, just look at the guys on my team. They're just Jim, like the system. We know Kawhi is not playing. I don't know why everyone was chirping Jim. He's going to be really, really good. I don't think his projections are right. Laurie, I mean, I just like my team's just an efficiency type of team. We're not going to put up a lot of points. I mean, I probably only have like a couple of 20-point game scores. My steals are looking phenomenal. I think everyone's pretty much over steal for the most part. My blocks are decent. Everything's just like solid. I'm liking it. My free throw shooting's dominant. I plan on winning those 3 categories percentages every week.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have a lot of players that are just nitty gritty. They're just
all
over the place.
They're just good. Like
Derek White. Yeah,
good.
Derek White's gonna be all over the place. Jrue Holiday's gonna be all over the place. Jalen Williams, Alex Caruso. I mean,
they're all just good.
I don't know how. I mean, I know you picked Russ. Kind of for the meme and maybe kind of not, but
we'll see what happens. He'll most likely be gone.
I mean, he's projected 6 rebounds and assists.
Especially, so I'll say why I also decided to pick Westbrook is I don't think Jamal Murray's healthy. I think I could just hang on to Russ for like maybe a couple months. He could maybe become a monster, like a sneak monster, but that's wishful thinking. Russ will be gone for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mark, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, also Bradley Beal, you got to hope that dude doesn't suddenly have these fucking
I
back
can't pick
spasms.
him. I think he was like my 3rd to last pick.
Seriously, like with all things considered, like he's by no means a player you like don't want to have if he's not healthy, if that makes any sense. So like,
no, I know what you mean.
Right. So no, Beal's not a bad pick at all, right? Like you just gotta hope he doesn't get that bullshit that he dealt with me last season. And then
exactly.
Obviously I've had Laurie. Laurie's great. You're gonna love Laurie.
I love Laurie. Yeah, he's so reliable.
Yeah, Naz Reid, you ended up taking just before me. I remember I really wanted.
You're gonna take Naz?
Yeah, I did Naz.
I think he's gonna start.
Yeah, I feel like it's interesting too, the combination of like Reeves and D'Lo. Like that's
I don't like it. Yeah, I don't like that.
Like, I mean, yeah, like it's like I don't know how well they'll complement each other, but yeah, something to figure out. And then let's see.
You're definitely just struggling on points. Like points is just the hardest thing for you, And
I punted it. Like I don't care about points
because you only got 2 people averaging or that are projected to average over 20 with Lowry 23 and then Embiid 34. Everyone else below 20 points per game.
Jim is scoring more than 20.
Yeah, that's what I said.
He's what? I mean, he's 19. You have 2 people at 19 points, like 19.
Jalen Williams is going to go more than 20 as well. Jalen Williams, I project him to be like 24 points a game this year.
Yeah,
23, 24. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to score a lot of points. I'm not expecting to. I'm expecting to dominate in the counting categories and then the percentages. Yeah. That's all I want to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, I feel like you're pretty well rounded for that plan,
Yeah.
All right, awesome.
Try to build my dream roster.
Yeah, all right. So now we just went through all the teams. So now, Wurs, if you had the power rankings that you were making, why don't you just list them off?
All right. Well, let me make sure I got everyone in this. All right, so number 1, I have to put the all balls. They got the best keepers, best foundation. I gotta respect it. And then at 2, call it glazing. I put myself. I think I had the perfect draft. I did exactly what I wanted to do. We'll see how it translates to paper with the percentages. Could go badly, especially relying on that. It's volatile. But I got myself at 2. I got the Chug Buds at 3. I know it's going to be controversial. Mm-hmm. I trust Brady as a manager in this league. He has a good roster. I don't know what the hell AJ's yapping about. With that being said, I got the Stream Team at 4. They're decent. I like Kyrie for sure. I wanted Kyrie. They got some good blockers. AD was probably one of the best keepers, I'd have to say. People were underrating him, so I got them. Then next, I got you, Mark. I have to put you. I was impressed by your team. You got a lot of 1 options looking at it. I think I counted 7. That's what you want, especially when you're going in for points categories, assists, rebounds, all that good stuff. Then we got Vaughn just sneaking into the playoffs here at 6. I don't think his team's very good. I already said it. But we have 2 teams that were by far worse. 7, Jordan, and then 8, Lem. Lem's team's terrible. That's my power rank.
This is top 12 or top 8. All right, Mark, you want to go?
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, I got to agree with Evan here to start off. I can't,
Can't
put any
overlook
team above
Jokic and Wemby.
Spurs.
You can't.
Yeah,
Right.
you can't.
Not do that. So Ethan will have number 1. But yeah, following at 2, yeah, here's where it gets really interesting.
It's tight for sure.
Yeah, I would honestly, I guess I'd have to throw in the Chug Buds and trust Brady here. But like, we'll see, because I'm only saying that I feel like it's close between Brady. Evan, you were right there. And yeah, I feel like I'd come in there as well. But yeah, I'd have to go with Brady next at 2. Evan only, yeah, obviously, because we have my bias in here, right? I have and toss between me and you. I'll give you the edge here, honestly.
Yeah. Humble.
4. I'll have to put myself here. But I guess right from there, Jordan's team does kind of intrigue me.
Really?
Yeah, but it's a lot of questionability. Like, I really don't it's like a lot of optimism from my perspective, right? Because I see that roster and I'm like, that could really be something dangerous. But at the same time, it does seem a little reaching to put him right above. So I will put AJ next. Then I will go Jordan. And then that leaves me with, does that just leave me with Vaughn and AJ, right? Or is that
Lem?
just
Did you say
Vaughn?
Yeah,
Lem?
Lem as well.
That leaves me with Vaughn and Lem. Okay, that leaves me with Vaughn and Lem. So for the final 2 spots, dang, I'd have to just put Vaughn right over Lem, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna have to join
Lem.
Evan with being the last
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, I think we all have some similar rankings. Mine would be Ethan. Obviously, we've mentioned it. I mean, he's de facto number 1. Bias, whatever. And again, when I rank these people, it's gonna be like last year. Like people are gonna literally be 1 and maybe 2 games away from each other. You know what I mean? Like, give or take. We're not gonna no one's going 16-2 in this league this year. So Ethan 1. I'd say me too. I feel like I got everything I wanted to. AJ was talking mad, but I got scores. Like, my original philosophies were just assists, steals, rebounds, points. Just throwing it at the board. That's 3 or 4 right there. I'd say where's 3? Mark, I'd say you 4. I'd say Jordan 5, AJ 6, and then we have all of the same. Vaughn 7, Lem 8. That's my 8 right there.
Vaughn fumbled his team again. He was talking so much.
He was.
He had good keepers
for him as well. So
yeah,
but yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Any final remarks, hot takes, anything y'all want to say?
Hot takes. This isn't even a hot take, but it's gonna be me and Brady again at the end. Sorry.
So Ethan will find a way to not be in it in the long run.
Ethan's just gonna have a weird week where Wemby gets a block in a game and just fucks him, because Ethan's team, as good as it is, if you look at it, he's just relying on Wemby for a lot of things. So it just depends how hard Wemby can carry him. I mean, that's gonna be his franchise guy. Jokic is mine next year, and yeah, that's it.
Mark, any final remarks?
I don't know. I guess literally on the topic of Ethan, just because, he is what we believe to be number one. I guess just to put a thought out there, banking on one player like that is very interesting, right? Like, not implying anything or whatever, right? But obviously, Wemby's supposed to get a lot more utilization this year. So you got to just hope that that dude stays on the floor, right? Like I'm just saying, imagine this team without
Without him,
Victor, right?
it's
Like,
nothing.
Yeah,
It's
wow.
nothing without Wemby. It really is nothing without Wemby. I mean, they have him projected to do 4.4 blocks. If Ethan loses that, he'll never win that category. He just never will.
Mhm.
He's going to lose points. He's going to lose steals. I mean, he loses 3K. Like, he's so heavily reliant on that guy.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah.
But you
Awesome.
kind of got to do that when you have a guy like that. So,
Yeah. But no,
All right.
good projections here.
Yeah. Thank you guys for hopping on.
great pod.
Well, we're gonna have a next one. The fancy basketball season's so long; it's got to be in like 2-3 week increments because it's so long. Give some people some time to play. But
we'll
all right,
some more.
thank you guys for joining, and good luck the rest of this
Having
year.
me. Good luck, fellas. Good luck, everyone.